one exception per side. That in the Atletico team is that Musso is the cup goalkeeper. He takes the place of Courtois, a promise that the coach is keeping. Reinildo comes back into defence. They're happy that Lenormand will be starting the game. He went off with a head injury at the weekend, and they're hoping that Griezmann can score his first goal in 7 matches. Final instructions to the captains from Jose Luis Manuela Montero, the FIFA-accredited referee, who's got the toughest job in the whole of Spain this evening. Formalities out of the way. VAR this evening, Juan Martinez, Manuera casting a watchful eye from a distance. I think everybody will agree they're hoping this doesn't go down to penalties. Well, it is the strongest possible 11 for Barcelona, again with one exception. Robert Lewandowski is on the bench, as he was in the first game between these two teams. And as you were hearing from Sidlow before the game, Ferran Torres has been given a promise by the coach that the cup will be his, and he leads the strike force. Well, Szczesny in goal has been the lucky charm. He's playing his 16th game for Barcelona in a row. He's not yet finished a game on the losing side. Barcelona in an incredible run. In the year 2025, they've won 17 out of 20 games. The last club to beat them, Atletico Madrid. There's a slight card before we expect to be a storm in the Metropolitano. 2 whirlwind matches between these two platinum clubs in recent weeks. The winners tonight will get a date with Real Madrid on the 26th of April in the Copa Del Rey final. A very tough one to predict, though, after that whirlwind game. 5 weeks between the two semi-finals, with European and international matches on the calendar. They made a very sharp start in Barcelona, and they're trying to do the same tonight. A little indication of just what a tough job the referee is going to have with the histrionics taking place. A lot of drama, Stuart. Yeah,
Frankie de Jong just coming back and getting the challenge in. Just looking at the setup. At times, Atleti will be a back 5.
Here goes Yamal. Goalkeeper retreats to his line. Reinildo gets a little nibble, and well, the goalkeeper can't quite believe that it landed in his gloves there after the interception of Jimenez.
Well, before the game, you heard Craig Burley talk about it. You heard that Sid Lowe talked for a long time about it, about the offside line that Barcelona play. Well, there, Atleti did exactly the same. Ball over the top. They got lucky. Atleti, really good pass over the top. Good run as well from Yamal.
There is Lamine Yamal, the great entertainer, to Koundé. He's supposed to remain in that box, Diego Simeone. He's almost by the corner flag. Here's Koundé. Reinildo getting in the way.
Already they've found a bit of space down this right-hand side. It's been a great combination all season long. Koundé, Yamal. Just couldn't find the end cross there. What a job this man has done. Hansi Flick at Barcelona.
Our Spanish director is going to do well to find a Barca supporter in this capacity crowd tonight. Raucous atmosphere. Musso placing his defenders, ensuring that all of the key men are tightly marked. Rafinha back in the team. He's missed the last 2 games after national team duty. Will take the corner. Rafinha swirls it in, boxed away by Musso.
I think a foul has been given in there somewhere along the line.
The one thing you'll notice tonight about Simeone, he's opted for a different dress sense in the cup. He's always been the man in black in La Liga and the Champions League. He's experimenting in the Copa del Rey by going for the tracksuit look. A few last-minute texts from the president of Barcelona, alongside Toretto, the boss of Atletico Madrid. De Paul gets it beyond Balde. Ball is cut back, but just too sharp a pass. It's like NBA basketball, this, isn't it? From one end to the other.
And as soon as they get possession, they win the ball back. Atleti, the player that's making some run-busting runs is Llorente down that right-hand side. Times he's playing on the right-hand side of midfield, other times he's playing as a right wing-back. And that's Espana just tucking inside.
Reinildo. Simeone, son of the coach, to Reinildo. Bit of workspace. Clever feed as well. Kubasi knees the ball away. Lamine Yamal. What a pass that is. Will there be an end product? Looking for Rafinha. That was a work of art, that pass.
Well, we saw the one that Vinny Jr. played to Endrick last night. That would have been even better had he just got it another yard in front of Rafinha. But the vision, absolutely superb.
This is a game with an incredibly fast pulse. Chesney sees it just streak across his goal. Not had 5 minutes. These players need a breather.
Oh, that was a chance for Alvarez to play a much better ball in here. Here's the combination. See Simeone making a run across the front of Koundé. There's the pass you were talking about, outside of the boot. Got a lot of power in it, almost the perfect delivery.
There's always that belief that you get away with the first mistime challenge, and that's what Athletic is saying. He believes it's the unwritten law that the first one is free, but not in the eyes of Manuela Montero.
In modern day football, you can't challenge from behind. As the ball's rolled into Rafinha. Yeah, it's a poor challenge. He goes with his stud showing right down the calf of Rafinha. He deserves to get a yellow card for it.
There's only mitigating circumstances that it was in the 6th minute of the game, but it doesn't matter when, does it? It was a callous challenge from Cesar Azpilicueta.
Well, he might have thought he could have won the ball, but he's overstretching. If he misses the ball or Rafinha puts his foot across it, he was always going to catch him in the calf. It's a silly challenge from Azpilicueta. There it is, right down the calf. He can't win the ball.
This is concerning for Rafinha. They rested him at the weekend. The coach said that it was a little bit more than fatigue. He had a tough week, of course, last week. He was part of the Brazil side, humiliated against Simeone's native country, Argentina. He got involved in a bit of a media spat as well. He made some comments on a show hosted by Romario. That was used as motivation for the Argentina players. Anti-flick fell, but he just needed a weekend off and hoping that he'd be fit and flying tonight, but he's requiring lengthy treatment here.
The referee's come over to this side of the field. He's going to have a word with one of the benches. I'd imagine it would be the Atleti bench. Oh, he's having a look maybe to see whether it should be a red card. That's what he's looking at now. Wow. Now this will be a major call. I don't think he's actually going down the line of the ball. Reinildo, he's having a good look at it. He's telling the referee what he thinks, so to Jimenez.
Well, Juan Martinez Manuera has suggested he has a good look at it.
Now this is going to be a massive call by the referee here. Now what's he going to do?
He's bought himself a little bit of time.
No, he's sticking with the yellow card, I think.
He's a lucky man of Piliquad. It was right on the fringes. The referee has been a touch benevolent to Piliquad.
But for a man of his experience, it's a very silly challenge to make. You cannot go through the back of the player to get to the ball. As soon as you do that, you're going to get a yellow card. Simeone gets a yellow card, unsurprisingly.
Well, if any coach had an argument there, it would have been Hansi Flick, wouldn't it? Asking for more protection for his players. And 3 behind him. That was the jury.
Unbiased jury.
12 angry men. Away goes Renildo. Cute pass. Koundé keeps his concentration and his balance. Yamal. The one thing about that incident, though, Stuart, is that it means the officials have now stamped their authority on the game, and nobody else is going to chance a foolish challenge, one would imagine. It started off in a very feisty manner.
Yeah, you could say that.
It'll be a physical.
He's also put himself under a bit of pressure, I would say, the referee. But when you saw it, the replay, certainly had to get a yellow card.
There's a no-look pass there from De Jong. He's put his team in trouble here. De Jong's having to cover in because Inigo Martinez has left his central ground. Simeone, low and hard into the centre. Martinez gets just a touch on it. It's kept in play. Original assistant had decided it had spun out for a corner.
Well, there's been some sloppy play and some good play by both teams, giving the ball away cheaply, then some good counter-attacks. Inigo Martinez got away with that one. Llorente thought he'd kept it in play. Assistant thought otherwise on that far side.
And now Atletico send in the heavies, crowded that 6-yard box. No way past Koundé. De Jong, his misplaced pass started all of this issue for Barcelona. Good ball over the top. Renildo is the stay-at-home defender, back to Musso.
Well, it was good. Renildo was one of the quicker defenders for Atletico.
Yamal, brilliant first touch, almost a sensational second touch as well. This kid is something special.
Well, what a pass to him initially from Pedri here. And the first touch back across the defender, opens up the space. Surprised he didn't hit the target in the end, but great bit of play from him. This is a high-intensity game. What a start we've had here. There's somebody that's not been in his best, I would say, this season at times, or Black.
Well, he's the undisputed #1 at the club. Started but all but one match in La Liga and the Champions League as well. And yet another yellow card, this time to De Paul.
And the same player.
Yeah, taking it in turns, aren't they, to have a little chip away at the Rafinha.
I don't know why he wants to stand over him. He's got a yellow card, now back off. He's going for the ball initially with the right foot, but he catches him with the left as he follows through.
He left the boot in, didn't he? He knew what he was doing, Stuart.
Well, I'm not so sure about that.
That's because you used to make tackles like that.
You're seeing it in slow motion, but it's a fraction of a second out of kill. It's not a good challenge, but he's got a yellow card for it. And another player that's going to be under pressure.
Musso comes through the crowd. He's actually impeded by his own player there, but the referee gives a free kick for the physicality of Inigo Martinez.
Falls into his own player, but I think it's Inigo's challenge on one of the defenders that the referee didn't like. Certainly didn't make any contact with Musso.
Well, Musso is the backup goalkeeper, but he's very experienced. Won the Europa League last season at Atalanta. Played 26 games for them. And has been loaned to Atletico this season. Also an Argentina international keeper. So it's not like they're bringing a kid in to keep goal in the Copa del Rey.
Well, he was very good for Atalanta.
Rafinha happy to have a kick of the ball without somebody having a little bite of his ankle. Minimao. Kubasi. Fermin Lopez.
Oh, very nearly. Great little ball round the corner for the run of Ferran Torres. I'm not sure he's had too many touches of the ball so far. I've hardly mentioned him.
Contrasting approaches, isn't it, to managing the two teams. Hansi Flick actually experienced in one corner, reserved, unfussy, and then the other one, Diego Simeone, who is bouncing up and down, full of emotion.
Big night for that man there, Fermin Lopez. Preferred to Gavi, who could have come into the team.
Yeah,
Gavi struggled, I think, in recent times.
As you say, one spot open in the side with injuries to Casado and Dani Olmo. Pretty much the rest of the 11 picks itself. Gavi had started the previous two matches, but clearly hadn't impressed Flick when it came to the crunch tonight. Azpilicueta. Now Llorente. They'll settle for a corner.
Yeah, he's just trying to bend that ball in behind Balde. Didn't quite get it right. Llorente, I think it's going to be a key player for Atleti tonight. As will this man at set plays, Normand. He's probably the main target for these set plays, along with Jimenez.
Game of cat and mouse going on in the area. Deport. Llorente happens in at the far post, just too much on it. His target was Lindemann.
I mean, most of the time it is a 4-4-2 for Atleti. Griezmann at times will drift into a wider area. Well, he's playing centrally alongside Alvarez.
Well, Alvarez was rested at the weekend, one of those who made a long journey back after international duty. Many of the South American players right across La Liga had a rest this weekend. They missed his presence for the full 90 as they were held by Espanyol, which effectively has ended their chances of competing at the top end of La Liga. Kubasi. Pedri. Jimenez coming a long way to win it.
Rafinha has just tried to flick a couple of balls around the corner and not been successful with it. He seemed just coming short for the ball. Most of the season we've seen him running in behind. Maybe with Ferran Torres playing as centre forward, he might be making more of the runs in behind.
Martinez, Torres with a fine touch. Pedri just about onside. Here is Ferran Torres, doesn't react quick enough, and his pocket is picked by Lenormand.
Really good football though, isn't it, from Barcelona? The movement, the passing, the awareness of where the next player is. Lenormand just about got back in time.
Well, this is football of the highest quality. Two sets of players, all at the peak of their powers.
Unlike yourself.
Like my voice.
That ginger and lemon tea hasn't done you a lot of good, has it?
I don't know what you put in it, Stuart. Here's Koundé. A game that started off at breakneck speed. A little more considered now from Barcelona.
And they've now really taken control of possession, as we thought they would. Means that Atleti defend that little bit deeper. They try and remain compact.
De Jong to Rafinha. Pedri, the man who's been making the Barca midfield tick. Koundé. It's a considered approach from Barcelona. Great run from Koundé. Oh, fine gymnastics as well from the French international fullback.
Well, what a pass again. There's that combination. Two defenders. Renildo just got caught out, but he was the player that got back and got the clearance in. Simeone was going to the ball, so too at the start was Reinildo. His recovery run is good here. Just gets the touch there. All important from Reinildo.
At this minute in the first game, we'd had 4 goals. It was 2-2. Barca were just about to equalise. Martinez. Rafinha. Fires it at Fermin Lopez. Back to Ferran Torres. Last-ditch defending from Atletico Madrid. They're trying to make that 18-yard box a fortress.
But they are last-ditch tackles. Barcelona passing through it at the moment. Ferran Torres is claiming there should have been a penalty in there somewhere. He was waving his arms at the referee. He's had a little run back at him. Takes it inside. It's a trailing leg from Reinildo, but not enough, I don't think. This one just... No, he's not going to change his mind.
Very delayed reaction, wasn't it, from Ferran Torres. With Piliquera. Well, he's placed back in the team. He's missed large chunks of the season. Started the weekend. He's got a fine goal against Espanyol. That was maybe one in the nod tonight. It only started one of the previous 6 matches. Kubasi. All day. Total possession this from Barcelona. Quarter of the game gone, and both of the sides kind of living up to their stereotype. Barca with a possession-based approach. Atletico Madrid happy to sit back and defend.
You see, when that ball's played into the front players, in and around the penalty box, They are trying to penetrate Barcelona. They look threatening. Just that final pass or that final move hasn't quite been right.
Kubasi makes it easy for Szczesny to clear the ball. It's not the best of clearances though, straight to Reinildo. Enamand has left his position. It's 3-on-3. Yamal. Extra man now in Balde on the left-hand side. Good in, but good defending from Llorente.
The unfortunate thing for Barcelona there was that Ferran Torres had gone, or was made to go deep to receive the ball, so when he played it wide, there was nobody in the box.
We get up at all kind of data and football intelligence these days. I think we need to put a heat map on Diego Simeone, see how many yards he covers tonight. Being perpetual motion from the athletic coach down in that incredibly large coaching zone. Koundé.
So now the crowd and all the athletic players want a yellow card for that.
Barrios turning into trouble. Simeone trying to contain himself, literally, look, arms folded. Got to bite his lip, having received an early caution.
He's almost trying to pull out of that, but it is a foul and a silly one from Yamal. Barrios, the player that went down.
Enamand. Jimenez. We need to find a way to bring Antoine Griezmann into the game. It's rather past Griezmann and his striking partner Alvarez by in the opening 25 minutes of this game. They've both been passengers. De Jong. Balde, one of the few players not to get an international call last week. Koundé. Yamal.
That's where he's not quite been at his best today, Rafinha. Coming short, taking his touch back into Atleti's midfield.
Yamal, oh, brilliant ball. Torres makes it look so easy. He's certainly earned his place in the team and trying to earn Barcelona a place in the final of the Copa del Rey. He breezed his way through.
Well, you credit the pass. What a pass from Yamal. The run is good as well. So too the finish, but I've got question marks over the goalkeeper here. I think he can get to this first. If he spreads his body and comes out, is it offside? No,
nope.
It's not. It's a lovely ball, but the keeper almost comes out kneeling up. If he spreads his body here, he makes the save. But it's a good finish from Ferran Torres. And that's why he's in the side, to make those darting little runs.
Well, Varane is the man. His 14th goal of the season, his 5th in the last 4 matches. A more than able deputy for Robert Lewandowski, who watches admiringly from the touchlines.
Well, I'm not sure whether he's the apple or the orange, but that's what Craig Burley described him as before the game. That's the difference between the two centre forwards. Ferran Torres with that bit of pace. The movement off the ball.
The other thing that Craig told us before the game as well, I mean, he's been doing his stats, that last time Barca failed to score was against Leganes just before Christmas. They've only failed to score in 2 matches this season. The problem is that they do tend to concede goals as well. Can they bounce straight back? Julian Alvarez. Well, that was a good recovery there, because it was Fermin who'd given the ball away initially, about 30 yards away. Here's the creator of the goal, Lamine Yamal. Tiptoes past the defenders. Brilliant touch in. This time the goalkeeper doesn't get there again. Hesitation. Will they score a second? Oh, they certainly let ATL Madrid off the hook then.
Got to say, they're a joy to watch, aren't they, Barcelona? Look at the way he goes in between 2 players. A lovely little ball. Just didn't put enough on it, Pedri. Also makes a bit of a mess of it. So too in the end does Yamal. Look at the way he goes in between these 2 players here. Just that change of pace. Then he moves the ball away from the second one, Barrios. Still sees the pass. Espana just got himself in a good position to stop Pedri shooting. Musa and the defender got themselves in a right mess. The 2 centre forwards have got to do a lot better. When that ball's played long, they've hit 4 or 5 balls into the front players. And they've not even got their body in the way of the defender. They've not won a header. It was too easy for De Jong just to head it down to one of the other 2 defenders.
Koundé. Yamal. It's that first touch that takes him past defenders with consummate ease. Now Ronaldo is fronting up to the referee, which is a foolish thing to do.
But man, he's still pointing at the referee. If he's not careful, he'll get a red card here. There's the first challenge, the arm. Still grabbing hold of his arm.
There will be a plan for a situation like this. Do they go for 3? Do they go for 4? Musso has asked for extra protection. It would suit a left-footed player, Rafinha, measuring his strides. Rafinha goes for it, and it took a lucky deflection.
It was Azpilicueta that got his head on it. We saw Mbappe score at the weekend when the wall broke up. There's a magnificent centre forward. He has been over the years. Robert Lewandowski on the bench today.
Just the 38 goals this season. That's for his club, of course, and scoring for Poland. Pedri. De Jong. Now Balde. Shoots is the demand from the bench. It was a decent effort from Alex Balde.
I'm not sure the rest of the players thought that.
I think he was getting plenty of encouragement from those around him.
That's better. Griezmann won the first ball on that occasion. So he's come to this near side, Griezmann, and Simeone's gone to the other side of the field.
The referee stops the game. Alvarez is down. The locals are baying for the referee to try to go some way towards evening up the card count.
Well, I was here for a game against Bayer Leverkusen in the Champions League. Well, it's next to nothing, isn't it?
He did catch him.
He did catch him, but there's no intent.
No.
He's actually taken the next stride. As he puts his foot down, it just clips Alvarez. Yes, it will hurt.
Griezmann. Oh, it's a free header at the far post for Le Normand. First time they've broken the Barca line. Now they've got to get back as Chesney's taking it quickly. Simeone's on the field of play, look.
So Griezmann has come to this left-hand side now. Simeone's gone to the right. So Llorente is going to play as the nearest player to Alvarez through the middle.
De Jong. Barcelona's first caution of the evening falls the way of the skipper, Frenkie de Jong.
And he's pointing over at the challenge by Azpilicueta and saying, I booked that one, so I'm going to have to book you here. Let's have a look at it. That's what they were saying. The referee has made a rod for his own back a little bit here. Yeah, he steps on his foot, which the referee didn't like.
There's the Spanish national team coach, De La Fuente, casting an eye over his next generation.
I should better say, I did a game here between Atleti and Leverkusen. Leverkusen completely won the ball, but it's the follow-through. It just steps on the ball. And Bayer Leverkusen were dominating the game. Barrios had been sent off. And then the game became feisty. It became both sides trying to, particularly Atleti, trying to influence the referee, and it suited them. And they're going to try and do the same here.
You had just about everything in the previous games these sides have competed in this season. Apart from a bunch of cautions, have been pretty disciplined affairs given what's been at stake. Alvarez. And too much on the pass for, it's safe to say, the ageing legs of Griezmann, now 33 years of age.
What a pass. Good run. As the ball was being played, I expected the keeper to come out and smother it. And so surprised when he got there first, Ferran Torres.
He'll be happy that the Spain national team coach was here to see that superb finish with his own eyes. Lopez works his way through midfield. Get out of the way, says Rafinha. Inigo Martinez, who missed the Spanish national team games. He didn't report for duty. The club convinced the Spanish FA that he had an injury, required treatment back in Catalonia. And of course, this man, Kubasi, picked up a knock in the first game. De Jong. Excellent tackle by Inigo Martinez, clean as a whistle. De Jong.
There's another example of Rafinha coming back, and Azpilicueta's going all the way in with him. And he tried to flick it round the corner and lost possession. He's going to up his game a little bit, Rafinha. Every challenge from behind, he's got to be careful. That's Azpilicueta. There he is again. Azpilicueta to the ball first on this occasion.
Here's Lamine Yamal. Again, perfectly weighted pass to Rafinha. Musso stands his ground, guards his near post. First rule of goalkeeping, never get beaten at your near post.
Well, there was the problem. Azpilicueta won the ball in front of Rafinha on the halfway line, and then Atleti gave the ball away. So Rafinha was in space. First touch was good, just tried to hit it with power at the near post. A good right foot from Musso. Maybe the first touch could have been slightly better. Maybe cut the angle down for himself there.
Reynaldo. Griezmann dropping deeper and deeper in search of a slice of the ball.
Oh, that was a decent save. I don't think he did particularly well for the goal.
Well, the coach is stuck with him tonight. All Black watching from the sidelines. The Slovenian keeper who's been the #1 here for a long, long time. 11 years now. Here is Torres between goalkeeper and defenders. Bit of a stretch though for Rafinha. Reynaldo coolly back. If you're just joining us, both coaches selected pretty much their first 10 players. Barca chose Ferran Torres over Lewandowski. He scored the goal. Atletico went for Musso, their cup keeper. All Black watching from the sidelines, and we'll see at half-time. I'm sure the studio agree with Stuart that Musso was a little slow in reacting. Okay, Stuart, you've done all the coaching courses. What does that mean?
I'm not sure. He's got his own style, has to be said. There goes Simeone. I think English fans will say they've seen that dive somewhere before.
Tidy challenge on Ferran from Lenormand. Inigo Martinez happy to slow things down to Frenkie de Jong. Pedri. Koundé. Yamal. Azpilicueta has calmed down a little after that early yellow card and a scare that it made, being a red when the referee went to the monitor on the insistence of the VAR.
very experienced player, isn't he, over the years? Azpilicueta did brilliantly for Chelsea.
Well, at Chelsea, they made him captain. He played 40 games plus 10 years in a row. Even now, when he's not injured, he's pretty much certain of a place in the team. 35 years of age. If there's one player who does get an early yellow card in the game, I think you probably trust not to do anything crazy after that. It is Cesar Azpilicueta.
Well, the good thing about Azpilicueta that he can play anywhere across the back line, can't he? Played a lot for Chelsea at left back, then played as a left wing back, played as a right-sided centre half in a back three.
There's De Jong. Reinildo has a burst of pace to get there before Lamine there's the slightest of touches. Referee just checking on the welfare of Alvarez.
Sorlots, amongst others, having a good warm-up on the side.
The man who equalised in the 93rd minute to make it 4-4 in the first leg between these two teams. Also scored the crucial goal last year in Barcelona.
The referee said that Koundé put his arm on the back of Reinildo, but he jumps early. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Good early jump, won the ball in the air. The referee's got that wrong.
Taken early, and Chesney goes to ground. First time he's had to dirty his knees tonight, the Barca keeper. 3 minutes added to the first half.
We had the injury, didn't we, to Rafinha over on that far side. We had the check of the goal. Oh, sorry, the check of the red card.
The dismissal of the potential dismissal. And then, of course, the goal celebrations as well. De Jong. We ran into trouble. Well run by Barrios. Looked like handball. Not in the eyes of the referee. Will this develop into a goal? This could be a big turning and talking point. Lamine goes for a corner. Now expect the referee to be surrounded by athletic players. And he's explaining he can only give what he thinks he sees.
Well, he's agreeing with Pedri that his arm was tucked in. And it was. He was right on the spot as well, the referee, on that occasion.
Lamine to Rafinha into the near post. Solid defending from Atletico Madrid. Griezmann couldn't prevent the corner.
Good header by Reinildo in at the near post, I think. Defended it really well. Yeah, the ball's out of play, no question about that.
Rafinha. And again.
Actually slipped as he took that.
It's like Alvarez when he took the penalty in the Champions League, wasn't it, that? Nervy moments in the Metropolitano for the Atletico supporters. We've got 30 seconds before that half-time whistle. And Alvarez is the latest to see a flash of yellow. He doesn't dispute it either.
Oh, it is grab of the shirt. Yeah, it's right. Crowd don't like it. Jimenez is getting around the referee again. He is the captain. So he's allowed to talk to the referee, but in a controlled manner, I would suggest.
It's the fourth first half yellow card for Atletico Madrid. We're in borrowed time in the first half now. It's a wrestling match going on the edge of the area between Barrios and Fermin Lopez. Simeone involved as well. Rafinha dinks it in. Koundé throws himself at it. The referee takes the sting out of the game, but he can't wait to get into the calm of the officials' locker room. Another mess for him to sort out. Kubasi tangling with Alvarez, but I think the referee was saying the free kick had been taken incorrectly.
Well, he's got to get a grip.
Simeone this down.
Some of this arguing from the Atleti players continue.
Be an understatement to say this is an edgy atmosphere. It's red hot inside the Metropolitano. Simeone has 15 minutes to motivate his players to take them to another level in the second half. They're surrounding the referee. They've got to concentrate, those two, because it came down in the first half to one little lapse in concentration and the fine goal from Torres.
Yeah, but Barcelona have been by far and away the better side. They've passed it in and around the box well. They've been a threat continually. As long as it stays like this and it becomes a game of football, Barcelona will win.
Well, the first game was an absolute classic 4-4. This is developing that way as well. It's tense, it's intense. At half-time, it's Atletico 0, Barcelona 1.